So let me tell you what works for me in order to manifest my desires. What I do, I just pick something that I want to experience, and every time I think about it as if it's already happened. I create a memory of it, right? I just say, oh, I want to fly first class. I'm flying first class. Oh, that's happening. I'm going to do it. And then I did manifest flying first class. I decided that I deserved a good man because my track record was not good. I'm on my second marriage. Is truly a blessing. It is a beautiful union, but the first one, not so much. And I had to recognize my part I played in attracting the sort of partner that really didn't mesh well with me. We didn't have the same type of outlook on what a marriage or relationship even looks like. Like the Bible says, how can two walk together unless they be agreed, right? You have to have the same mindset, the same values, the same trajectory in life, right? And sometimes, when in my first marriage, I was in my late 20s, early 30s, and I was like in this desperation state. I was in the church and I thought, well, I should be married. And, I was a single mom at the time. I wanted to have other children. And yeah, I thought I was picking from a biblical mindset because he was a preacher. We were introduced by our first ladies. We went to different churches. And so, yeah. And I will say, to be honest, he was supposed to come into a settlement as well. So I was looking at security too. So, just going to be honest, going to be fully transparent here. So that also played a part into why I know that I was willing to go ahead and see if this union could last and we could cohabitate. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. Turned out not to be a good match. So I had to do some work on myself. So like I said, once I decided that, I deserved to have a good man, because like I said, my track record was, it wasn't good at all. Also makes me think about that, Risa Tisa. I was like, I know so many women with that story. And I was like, I could tell that story, which is why I didn't watch all 50 parts. Like, I was like, that was my life 20 years ago. So I'm like, yeah, I don't need to hear that. And I know so many people personally who have experienced that. So I'm like, yeah, been there, seen that. But kudos to her. She was able to level up with, sharing her experience and desirous feeling for a husband. But remember, whenever we do anything out of loneliness or desperation, we may get what we want, but it may not be exactly how we thought it should be or how it should go. So yes, I know I kind of went off on a tangent, talking about other things. But yeah, if you really want to know how to, just manifest easily, and, I know there's so many techniques, and of course we have to do with what resonates with us, right? I just believe what resonates with us is what comes natural to us. Is that we're thinkers, right? We think all the time, and it's just all about, where are you placing your focus? What are you thinking about? And so I come to realize the thing I want to manifest is the thing, when it comes to my mind, I need to see it as if it has already happened. That anytime it comes up, because it will, if it's a true desire, it will come up, And no one can tell you how long it's going to take. I know people are like, oh, manifest fast, manifest in 24 hours. If it takes you more than 24 hours to believe that you already have it, it's not going to work for you within 24 hours. But, it can happen instantly. Like after 30 seconds of you saying it, it can happen. And sometimes it may take 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years, It just depends on the grandness of your desire, right? Like it may be a lot of moving parts that may have to occur for this thing to take place in your world. Because maybe you have to become that person, that new version of yourself. And it's not even becoming, right? It's about recognition. It's about realizing you already are that person, but it's a process. It's some steps. It's very few times we make quantum leaps, and I'm not saying it's impossible, because it is. People definitely can make quantum leaps into that different reality. But a lot of times people aren't ready for that quantum leap. They get it and then they start questioning, should I have it? It's not long lasting. It was temporary. But here when you shift into that reality of the new being you desire to be, you want it to be lasting. You don't want it to be for 2 or 3 years, 6 to 8 months. Like, you don't want to be a one-hit wonder with your manifestation, right? You want it to be something that you can enjoy for the rest of your life, and it builds upon itself and it grows, and that desire turns into another desire that turns into another desire, and it's just like, it just keeps, it keeps elevating. But what I've come to realize, what's natural to us is that we think. And so it's all about, what are we thinking? And if you continue to just put your focus on the life you desire to have, in a way we do not know, like, we don't know how it's going to happen. We don't know the bolts and nuts, as they say, the bolts and nuts of the thing, right? We don't know all the ins and outs. We don't have all the, some people call the minutia, right? We don't know the details. But that's it. We don't be knowing the details. But there is a bridge of incidents that takes place. Those who are familiar with Neville Goddard's work, you've heard him use that terminology over and over again, that things just start to happen. And some people in the spiritual world call it synchronicity, right? Just synchronicities just start to take place. And it's not even really anything that you're necessarily doing. It's all about who you are, right? Like, as the saying goes, you don't get what you want, you get who you are. And now that you are the wealthy person, now that you are the healthy, fit person, now that you are a person who's in a loving, symbiotic relationship, now that you are that person, things just tend to gravitate towards you to confirm the reality, well, rather that reality, right? So yeah, just train yourself to think about the thing you desired as if it's already happened. I know it seems too simple, and so we like to come up with different techniques, 3, 6, 9, 5 by 5, 50 by, we have all kind of, those who are followers of Abraham Hicks' voice, she got some techniques. I'll be like, this is too much work, but that's for another story, whatever. I just think we just need to simplify it, uncomplicate the matter, and just do what comes natural to us. Now, if doing a vision board is natural to you, have at it. Scripting, journaling, and like I said, all those other 10,000 techniques out there. If you resonate with that, by all means do it. But I do know what's natural to us as human beings. We're thinkers, and it's all about what we give our attention to, where our thoughts go, what we're thinking about. And usually what we're thinking about, we're just perpetuating in our world. And so you want to create a new reality, so you have to think from that reality, that new state of being, that new consciousness. So yeah, just think more about what you want every time it comes up, and then watch it come into your experience. It's like magic.